Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the final map between Avangar and GamerLegion. We've just seen two very interesting maps play out, and both with their weaknesses from both teams. I think the first one we're kind of talking about both their weaknesses on the T side, and then it was just more Avangar's weaknesses on their T side.
Yeah, Dust2, GamerLegion seemingly having a better game plan for how they wanted to go about things on their T side. Avangar seemed fairly lost once they got, I guess, across the halfway point of a round. We saw a lot of rounds just petering out to time running out, which is not very typical, especially when you get 1 to 2 opening frags at that. So yeah, a lot of weird things happening from Avangar on that end. Now we're going into Mirage. We've definitely seen that the tempo that they usually have on this map is a lot higher than what it was on Dust2 there. They played in their opening match versus Heroic. We'd see Kicker, very oftentimes just go for contact plays up that A pit to set things off, get things started for them, and having pretty decent success rate at it as well. It wasn't enough to get them a win. They did end up losing 16-12, but I will say that Heroic are, from what we've seen out and out together with Force, probably the favorites to make it to a finals in this Invitational.
Yeah, Force have certainly looked like a team in the sort of first day we've seen them look like such a dominant force still.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, here in this matchup, I think both teams would, at this current form, would both lose to Force pretty convincingly, to be honest. Both of them are looking rather weak.
Yeah, and I mean, they're not going to get to that point just yet. Whoever wins this map is going to have the chance to play Optic in a decider match to see who comes out as the second team of Group A. Now then, Scream holding off that B bomb site. Nobody really from Avangar showing themselves. Scream actually misses the jumps. He's going to fall back, or is he going to go for attempt number 2? Might fancy his chances. Gets spotted out and drops down. James over towards that A Palace site. He's all by his lonesome, but you can see their bomb being rotated over onto Sanji. So just after showing a little bit of presence over towards B, not committing to anything heavy, they're going to head over back to A. And there's not been any sort of massive rotation. So the setup from GamerLegion right now is pretty decent to potentially deal with this. And now he's going to run back. All right, then. So a bit of indecision on the side of Avangar. They only have, well, 2 nades, and that's a smoke and a flash on Kicker. So I'm guessing that's going to get the setup here over towards A, and James has to sell it as best as possible.
As long as they look at the clock, right? As long as they pay attention to the time left, that's all that matters. As the Vanguard start to come in towards B.
So they don't really sell it. There's no rotation off the B bomb site, but nobody leaves the A bomb site either. Scream doesn't actually find a single kill. That's a bit of a blunder. Hampus has made his way through B halls, though, so he might get an early backstab here. He needs to be a little bit wary about Kicker.
Well, coming on through. He wants to at least get 1 or 2 kills here. There's the first opportunity. He eventually picks it up. On towards Buster. He's looking for a little bit more as well, but the rest of his teammates coming on through. It's going to be Hampus with another kill. Kick it up towards Apartments. Can't really get involved too quick. And will be the bomb starting to get defused. No chance for him. He's held off. Too many people looking at him. Jim's desperately trying to get in for the defuse. He will get the kill, but just after the defuse comes in, and Jim, unfortunately, just not there quick enough.
Well, the late lurk doesn't really pan out for Jim and GamerLegion. 5 out of 5 in pistol rounds, and the GG.bet odds here coming in after winning the pistol. GamerLegion being slightly favored at 1.77 to 1.96 of Avangar. And, well, this map does feel a little bit more like 50-50. We both saw them play it on the opening day. We both saw them having pretty decent CT sides. A little bit up and down on the performance on T sides, but let's see how this pans out. It seems like it could be, just any given day kind of a thing for them. Existence is going to get real aggressive here, and he's probably not going to expect the positioning out of James. And I still don't understand why GamerLegion has such a strong wish to be aggressive for this.
Yeah, and his existence, again. He's been the man who's continued that aggression. He started on overpass, it worked, and then a little bit of aggression coming into the second map, but yeah, they have been such an aggressive team so far on the CT side.
Yeah. And while it worked swimmingly for them on the CT side of overpass, it didn't net them a round win off of the rather lackluster T side. And, well, we'll see if this actually sends things off. Bit of a wonky place for them. It was only an MP9 to go down, so they still have all the rifles intact, but they've given up a lot of real estate as a result of it. Smokes come in towards the A-bomb side, and now this is going to be a really tough hold.
Well, Jim, he has picked up the kill on DHS. 2-man advantage there for Vanguard, and this is something that happened to GamerLegion before. They win the pistol, but they lose the follow-up straight away. And the Vanguard looking in prime position, the bomb getting planted, Knock coming in with a big flank doll. He can get multi-kills here, it's 2. Knock gets the back of Kicker and Buster. They're only able to pick up 1 headshot, and so keeps the advantage with the Vanguard. Scream is desperately trying to rattle shots off for the MP9. He will collect 1 kill, but it's only the 1 kill. Hampus is locked between a rock and a hard place, and Jim will bash his head off. 1-1. Vanguard will find the round after losing the pistol.
Yeah, solid timing there from Avangar again, creating space enough for James to pop up through connector to really set everything going. And what, I mean, the already fairly depleted defense on the side of GamerLegion towards A just gets ravaged immediately. So an easy round back, and GamerLegion again have to be kind of kicking themselves as to how they're handling these rounds right after winning pistol. They're going to go for their own little force buy here. Knock on the scout. Avangar gaining mid control. This is one of the things they struggled a fair bit to do versus Heroic. Sanji's going to find existence as well. Doesn't fall into the trap of diving in towards underpass too early. So man advantage for the T's.
Well, Scream has got the Deagle, and he looks for some more. As they come in towards him, there's the kill on the Buster. There's only the 1 kill. No one else was coming that way. They realized, probably best we just avoid Scream.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see that they didn't double up on it. He shot at 2 different targets.
Yep.
So a lot of free damage for Scream in there, even though he takes a significant amount himself. He definitely take that.
Avangar seem to sort of have an initial idea, and then if it doesn't go well or they meet any sort of resistance, they kind of just like tuck up tail and go somewhere else.
Change it up completely. One of the issues they had on Overpass is that they never grabbed map control. At least here on Mirage, we're seeing them do that. So it gives them more avenues to swing into once their initial plan falls apart. Hampus has gone aggressive here in towards Apps, and he might find the right timing. Might be a little bit late, though, to potentially stop the initial push, but a quick flank can also do some magic. They're just walking up into the side. Oh, Hampus is going to get the completely wrong read on the situation. Now he understands, and once he hears the Molotovs.
Well, the bomb is getting planted, and Hampus is nowhere near the side itself. He's just patiently waiting. There might be a player on the other end of the wall, so he can't fully commit around the corner. He's waiting until his teammates are in perhaps positions where they might be able to help him. So a lot of them have, light Kevlar. Scream actually has a helmet as well. So it's probably best just try and save whatever you can, and just try and maybe get an exit frag or 2.
Set up for exit kills. Take what you can off the retreating Avangar members. Go at it again in the next round without having to reinvest all that much. Nice connection from Scream there. He finds his 2nd of the round. Eventually gets taken down by James. Nothing more is going to come of it. Nobody retreating over towards Hampus. So slow ending to the round. 3 surviving on each side. GamerLegion get another go at it. They do manage to hold on to the scout on Knock as well, so it can get aggressive, try to do some tag damage. That's obviously going to make those purchased pistols on the side of GamerLegion a whole lot more dangerous to deal with. But for now, Avangar are doing a pretty good job of, again, like even if they have to go away from plan A, whatever that might be in any given round here on the T side, they don't give up map control completely. It seems like they have a better idea of how they want to play out these mid rounds. Mirage. There goes Kicker. We've seen him do this a lot. He did that quite a few times versus Heroic, but he's going to get stopped by Knock.
Well, Buster has picked up Scream and Drain coming in as well with a kill on towards Hampus. HS and Knock, last remaining members of GamerLegion. And Buster with the spray, and HS will hit the deck, so it's all on Knock. The man who actually topped the scoreboard for GamerLegion on Dust 2 really was one of the shining lights. And at this point, probably just trying to hang on towards the scout, maybe get an exit. And the Vanguard 3-1. Much better actually here on the T side. Early signs are looking good.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could say off of these 3 rounds that this is the best they've played on any T sides in this series so far. That should give you a picture painted of how grim it's been looking up to this point. But right now it seems like the fundamentals are in place, and it's also netting them rounds. So they're on the right track. And if you can end on a high, you do that. Still going to take you further into a matchup versus Optic. and another best of 3. Still early days, though. We're going to see a buy coming in from GamerLegion. No ops on the field just yet.
Ooh. I actually do this as well. So if I accidentally buy a Zeus, I'd rather not have it in my inventory because it's annoying when you pull out your knife and you just randomly have a Zeus.
Yeah, you run a little bit slower with it, don't you, as well? So,
well, it's going to be the contact play from Adran. Straight out towards Tetris. Kill comes in. Another one. Looking for another kill towards the default position, and HS is just staying here. Smoke is onto the Molotov. He's just going to try and do his best to stay alive and cause problems. But Avangar still with the man advantage. No reply just yet. And actually, it's a follow-up for Avangar, so things are looking really, really solid for the team side.
Yeah, they're just picking people off. They haven't really entered the bomb site at all, but they found 4. And again, it's the contact plays from Avangar. It's going to do the work. One thing, Heroic was really good at being able to be ready for these kind of things when they played in the first matchup, and that's where Avangar started to fall apart. Being denied main control, not getting anything out of these contact plays. If they can keep this up, they're looking to have a pretty solid T side. Scream just hoping that he's going to be able to hold on to a weapon. Finds Buster as he retrieves out. Now gives up his position, obviously, but we'll see how eager Avangar are to chase. They do have a lot of money on their side as well, so they don't really stand too much to lose from doing this.
Well, handles that one well, but unfortunately cannot flick back quick enough to drop Kickert. So 4-1, Scream loses everything, and there's not a whole lot available to GamerLegion. So Avangar, this is kind of a great opportunity for them to really build up a string of runs on the T side. And we've talked about it at great length of how this has been their weakness. So if they can get a really solid half on the T side, go into the second half and play their CT side the way they have done across both maps of the series so far, and this is where Avangar might be able to close the series. But again, early days, early signs, but much better from Avangar.
Yeah, again, it's going to be the quick play over towards A. There is some investment on the side of GamerLegion. Crossfires. Fair bit of damage here, actually. Scream comes swinging in as well. But Adrenaline and James finally going to bring it back to a man advantage at the very least. James been tagged down to 40 HP, and Hampus is still in a pretty good spot here if James wants to commit further. Or actually, it's Adren. There's the bomb as well. Although making the drop down here without making any noise, not going to happen. Adren is ready for it. 5th round on the side of Avangar.
And GamerLegion, the only round they've actually won is the pistol. So it's been 5 in a row for Avangar. Things have looked very solid for them, but this is kind of the first hurdle, the gauntlet being thrown down as GamerLegion want to try and get themselves their first on the board since the pistol.
Yep. They're going to bring out an op on Knock to do so as well. I'll see what he can provide with it. Actually, it's going to go directly into the double upset of Hampus, picking up 1 as well. Now then. Gap in the smoke. If they were to cross over. Existence with a forward position at the bottom of mid. I'm curious if Knock actually spotted that out. He probably should have. Seems like Existence is expecting someone to be behind the barrels. Molotov comes out as well. Immediate smoke. Nade gonna do a lot of damage onto Adran. That's him down to 53 HP, and mid control given up at least for the time being by GamerLegion.
Well, smoke goes out towards window, flash over the top, and towards the bomb site, and that's going to be Existence. Being forced away. Avangar start to put a lot of their forces towards short. It will be the bomb on the back of one of them as they start to make their way in towards the bomb site. Quick players on the CT side just stand here. It's Buster with a headshot on DHS. Knock able to step in with a kill, and Knock is looking for some more, but under a hell of a lot of pressure at this point. And Scream, oh, this is so awkward. Knock gets the kill on the kicker. I thought for sure that would have been a kill for Avangar, but no. GamerLegion coming out on top of these duels, and it's all onto Jim into the 1v3. Scream is on 1 HP though, so 1 bullet will be enough, and doesn't really matter. Existence will drop Jim, and that'll be 2 for GamerLegion. Finally, they will get themselves that first gun round that they've been looking for. And the odds come back in. It is going to be for GG.bet, and we can see that GamerLegion, You know, they had significantly worse odds, but they've dropped slightly again into a more favoursome position. But Avangar is still the favourites overall.
Yep, at least for the time being. We'll see if this starts a bit of a spurt from GamerLegion. Getting that all-essential first round existence. Again, down in that same spot. Throwing down a bit of a one-way smoke for himself. Malak fires through the smoke to see if he can find anything. Just a little bit of luck on his side. Hampus posted up towards the B-apps. He's going to be able to spot rotations. It's really difficult to get a clean kill with this kind of a gap. But at least you do get some sort of information. Top connector smoke goes down, so that sections them off a little bit. And you can see heavy presence over towards A Palace, where Knock is looking right now. Molotov comes out. It's going to force them back for the time being.
We've actually seen Scream pick up the AWP a couple of times at the end of Dust 2. Definitely showing he can use it.
Aegis in this situation. This is where you want the rate of fire to be high. It's not going to be the case. Not even going to get to use it. Nog, though, finds the return. It's traded out by Buster. That's the A-bomb site. Down for the count. Scream cannot even deny the bomb plane. He goes down to Adran. So solid coverage, at least from the side of Avangar. To start things off. Ooh, okay, James. Getting dangerously low. Needs to run away to make sure he doesn't die to the nade. You also have the big flank coming around from Adren, though, so this is going to be really tough.
Yeah, Buster just needs to sort of cause problems and try and keep him distracted while the flank coming in from Adren, and there it is. Adren picks up the kill on the existence. Hampus, he's seen enough. He's out of there. Yeah, with 23 HP, it's definitely warranted, but Adren might just still drop him. Hampus realizes the scope makes the noise, and Adren knows exactly where he is because of it. So 6-2. Avangar, the answer back. They stopped GamerLegion from putting two together, and they're back to winning ways.
Solid round from Avangar there from start to finish. Finding the right time and the right place to move into that A-bomb site through Palace. Maybe just not being able to pick up the first frag being pretty detrimental for GamerLegion right there. And they're sent right back into a bit of a half by here. Partial investment on the CT side. And the worrying part here is that they had, well, by far the better CT side in their first matchup. Their T side was the one that was looking a little bit lackluster. Now they've gotten off to a pretty rough start here on the defensive end. B-bomb site completely vacated for the time being. That's also where you see James and Sanji move forward. See if Scream can get the drop on them. Well, it does actually get the drop on Sanji initially, but not able to connect the bullet. This is also going to spur the rest of the Avangar team to move in.
Well, Kicker, there's the kill on the Scream, and Nok is making his way through underpass, but what a kill. Adren reacts quick enough, and it's all in existence. The in-game leader of GamerLegion to show us what he's made of. And the stickers on his weapons generally tell the story of his career. He's got Team LDLC stickers, Titan stickers, he's got G2 stickers, he's got everything.
One for every team throughout his career. Right now, though, GamerLegion stickers seem a bit far away with how they're playing on Mirage, at least. 7-2. And I'm actually a bit surprised by how few timeouts we've seen being taken by both sides, honestly.
Yeah.
When we had the Danes going at it, they were taking timeouts left and right, just really making sure that they talk things over. Same things could be said for Hellraisers and Force. Here, it seems like everything is just not really, I guess, not worth talking about, apparently. Oh, yeah. An existent gets caught out in the middle of nowhere. Again, it's the contact plays from Avangar.
Yeah, they keep catching GamerLegion off guard. Like, they're not ready for it. They don't expect it for some reason.
Yeah.
Or maybe if they do expect it, they're not really concentrating enough, long enough, or expecting it to come later, because it's just though Vanguard, they've been changing up the times they do it. They've been doing it immediately, then they've been waiting a little bit. It's kind of unpredictable as to when they're going to punt.
Constantly have to be on edge.
Yeah, you just constantly just staring at position.
Yeah. And that's a bit of a wasted nade. GamerLegion Hampus is going to get aggressive, not going to find the kill. He does find the tag, but takes about as much damage as he gives. They have they're starting to make a rotation, at least, over towards the A-bomb site. Aegis goes aggressive to find some sort of information, but gets caught out by Adren. Scream needs to come up massively here to keep them in this. 2v3. Double ops left remaining.
Well, we'll see if they can make it happen. Hampus certainly has been playing pretty well today, even though they have lost a couple of maps now, but it will be Sanji taking the kill on towards Hampus. All on knock. 1v3, 15 seconds on the clock. Avangar, they've left the time lit, but this time they win off elimination. So it too, they already win the half, and it's starting to really look similar to what we seen yesterday with fours. You know, we had those 2 close first maps, and then we come to the third map, and it's just been a blowout.
Yeah. Just
those were all the pauses, though, that we were
yeah,
for.
finally. Now, once they get weapons in their hand, they've been able to run with it. It's at least a positive sign from Avangar's end to see that they actually have their T side sorted out in a much better manner on Mirage. I do kind of wonder what went wrong on, well, both Dust2 and Overpass. But they've made it this far, so as long as they can correct their wrongs at the very end of it and come out with the victory, that's all that really matters. But I think with the way it's been playing out for either of these teams, you don't really see them being favored going into a matchup versus Optic.
Yeah, they're definitely 2 teams that have big names, right? You come into a tournament, you look at them and you go, okay, they should be one of the teams that you should be challenging for the playoffs. But at this point, you put them up against quite a few of the teams here in the Invitational, and you'd say they'd probably come out worse for wear.
Yeah. Does really feel that way. GamerLegion, they need to find a response to what Avangar are doing pretty quickly as well. This round, it's going to be, well, just invested pistols. So might have to wait out one other round. It's a bit of a B stack from GamerLegion. Avangar just going to take their time and wait it out for the moment.
Well, it's much better from Avangar. I've been saying that the T side is looking very good, and I'm happy about that because we've seen quite a few infuriating mistakes come in both maps. So now that they're starting to look pretty good, they're just taking the time, again, hitting the A-bomb site. They like to take that first kill before they execute, it seems. Like, they don't use a whole lot of utility. They aren't dependent on the set pieces, but that's a great play from Existence. Just over the top of the stairs, straight in towards Sandwich, picking up the kill on a Sanji, and Buster, he'll walk away with one. Adren, he's just been the lone wolf. He's been left inside the middle so many times, and he's played it very well.
Absolutely has. Nock doesn't really want to be outshone, though. Finds Buster. Bomb's still not down. It's actually making his way out, seemingly. Hanging out by Pit. Kicker, do you still want to take this action? The answer is yes, and he's going to win out. There we have it. Avangar closed that out.
The fact that Kicker is still worried that there might be a player in Underwood is just a really bad sign.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess, yeah, it might be a bit of a slip-up in communication, not really knowing where they have themselves. This is the updated odds here. GDBet, definitely a believer in Avangar at this stage, and you can't really fault them. 1.03 and odds of Avangar closing this map out. Definitely looking strong. And it was their T side that got shut down by Heroic as well.
Yeah, Heroic are definitely looking at sort of a career best for a lot of the, well, not for the players, but for the organization with this team. So it's good to see that team starting to rise and get a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Certainly a team that's going to do a lot of damage in this Invitational. They actually won the Sydney Invitational, so they're no stranger to winning these.
Exactly. They've set themselves up in a pretty good position to do so as well. And speaking of solid positions, Nock gets the better of Sanji from Underpass. It is kind of limited, though, now that he's given it up. And Adrena's going to punish him for it. There's only 2 exits, really. Both of them usually covered up by Tease. Nice duel for James to win out there. And everything's just slowly falling apart for GamerLegion. Scream's going to bring it back a little bit. But, yeah, Aegis all alone on the A-bomb site was about to get pinched by Kicker as well. And through the murder hole, Scream goes to die.
Yeah, that's just a conveyor belt of death for Jim. He's able to collect all the kills. And it feels as though Avangar just smashing GamerLegion on an individual level as well. Like,
oh yeah, winning out all the duels. And again, this time there's actually some ideas behind how they're taking map control, right? Going into mid, there's plenty of flashes to deal with Existence initially. They have players set up for trade. Nock finds the pick onto Sanji in mid, but they've already closed out any sort of exit from Nock in towards mid with the amount of players they have there, and Adren is in the right place at the right time over towards by stairs to get him if Nock wants to create some more chaos. So just a very different look from Avangar altogether.
Well, Nock's got a Nova. Scream's got a kill. So GamerLegion with the advantage into round number 13 in terms of men, but perhaps not firepower. Resistance will take away a Dren. Kicker will step up, and there's it pulled right back. EHS will get one through. And still, it's the advantage there for the CT side. Nock's got a kill on the Nova. How's this happening? Jim has to make it happen, but can't. So GamerLegion, out of nowhere, they find a round win. So yeah, just bring a Nova to the table and a couple of T-goals, and that's the recipe for success, it seems.
Apparently, and finally the individuals on GamerLegion being able to win out some of their duels. Scream doing a great job there to start it all off. But you might have to think that it could be a little bit too late to start a comeback here. Obviously, if they can make it to 5, then you have some leeway. You can potentially lose a pistol. Not that they've been doing a whole lot of that in the second half, and still set up for a bit of a comeback. But Avangar definitely still looking like the better team, and even with a bit of a slip up there. I think that's just the second time James has died all game, by the way.
Yeah, he's certainly a very... Oh,
yeah, jinxed it, so third time.
Yeah, there we go.
It's all falling apart.
He's certainly a safe player. He doesn't want to throw away his life.
Not really known for that, for sure.
It's definitely one of his like positives and negatives, I would say. In moderation, everything's fine. But it will be a man advantage, again, for GamerLegion. So, starting to look pretty okay towards the later stages of this first half, especially since Avangar just dominated every single round since the beginning, really. That first pistol loss, they came into it and looked very solid, but if GamerLegion managed to salvage 5 at the half, it's not too bad at all. Adren not really reacting to the player on his right. He has to have a little bit of impact here, and there's the kill onto Nock. Can he get another one? No. Ampus is too quick on the AWP, and Buster on 12 HP. He's been shut down from the A-bomb site itself. So 10-4, last round of the first half coming right up. And GamerLegion, like I said, if they find 5, they'll be not happy, but they'll be satisfied.
Yeah, it's about the as good as they can hope for, right? And they've had, well, less than a great time of being able to convert these pistol rounds. And at that stage, you're putting yourself in a tough spot. So much worse, actually, just losing out the first round after winning pistol than just dropping pistol altogether for your money. GamerLegion definitely been accustomed to that so far in this matchup. Scream doesn't find anything in the middle. Uses smoke to clear out his pathway back as well. So they've left Nock this time as a sole warrior over towards that B-bomb site.
Well,
tempting faith here, challenging Jame with the op at the bottom of the A-pit. Gonna smoke it off and reset a little bit.
Sanji makes his way in towards the underpass. He'll start to bring himself back up towards the top as Nock is just holding this, waiting for some sort of player to walk in towards his crosshair. He doesn't want to get too overextensive because obviously peeking into someone can definitely be a bigger problem.
Oh, he can find Kicker with the bomb here as well.
This will be a big play. If he can fall away as well, that's a perfect play. And there it is. He knows the bomb is up towards the apartments and calls that to his team immediately.
Right now, though, you have Buster so far up that they kind of need to deal with this on the GamerLegion side. Hampus is not going to be able to. So now, everyone's a little bit split. Everyone's behind enemy lines. Scream. How do you deal with this? You find the perfect timing and find 2 kills and connector. Buster's going to get the return, but bomb's down, and he needs to cross over. Oh, Nock. That's a big miss.
Oh, it becomes a game of patience. Oh, there we go. Buster has the angle. Nock peeks into it. 11-4 at the half. Avangar much better on their T side. You can see a whole string of rounds coming in. And, only a few sporadic wins here for GamerLegion. Not really too much to write home about. They win the pistol. They lose it again straight away, a follow-up. And that's something they've done they've done it a few times.
It's
already
been a
in the
theme,
series,
right?
Yeah. But they've always won the pistol, it seems. Like, they're always pretty good at winning the pistol rounds.
Yeah. Because then you start to think about the downside of not being able to win out games, which is a pretty significant issue. Avangar, heavily favored, now into the double figures in odds for GamerLegion there at 10.62 to get back into this.
Yeah.
And we'll see if they can do something. Avangar, much improved T side from the 2 earlier maps. Maybe GamerLegion are going to follow suit.
Well, Jim, he has got himself a USP up towards the window. There's the Early pick attempt coming through, but it's going to be the push in towards the A-bomb side. They need to try and win this pistol. GM has picked up the kill into existence, and obviously if Avangar find themselves the pistol win here, that will allow them to extend upon their lead, or give them the opportunity as Adren is coming in with a big flank. They need to be aware that this is a possibility on GamerLegion. Still coming through. They haven't even checked it. They're not even looking his way. The only problem is now he's given away his position and cannot quite capitalize. Oh, the whiff shot from Adren. And Hampus comes in as well. This looks like GamerLegion might just be able to get their second pistol. If you can't win off the back of winning 2 pistols, that's a big problem. But the kills come back through for Avangar. And suddenly it's their advantage. They've still got a kit. This is not how this was meant to go. As Scream will get another. Looking to try and deny the defusal, but it's not happening. It's coming through. He goes with a knife. There's the knife kill. Sanji comes through, but not knife Scream. What is going on? It's knives in the dark. And the pistol will go in favor of GamerLegion, but that's like Julius Caesar right there.
To Brutus, right? Jesus. It's messy, and it shouldn't be, but I think they can consider themselves lucky to win out the round just in the first place. Adren doesn't really whiff too many of those chances, but completely drops the ball there on what was initially a perfect lurk. And, well,
you don't really expect Adren to miss those kinds of shots, though.
No, he doesn't normally. So GamerLegion, I mean, as close as it gets, and a little bit awkward with the team kill with the knife and everything in the smoke. You take what you get at that stage. So that's 6 out of 6 pistols for GamerLegion in this matchup.
And only 1 map. And it's still 11-5. So certainly other problems, but we'll see if they can overcome them in this one. As HS looks to try and rattle shots off with the MAC-10. Still no kill for either side. And there we go. Finally, HS living up to his name with a headshot coming in towards Adren. Just getting another one as well here, but why is he doing that?
Why do you want to force your way through that?
All right then. Perhaps felt a little bit too confident, as that can happen sometimes. You want some eco frags and decides to push through the murder hole, and that's a big problem. Now this Kicker's got another kill, Buster with 1, and suddenly it's the advantage for Avangar.
Well, now you have at least more patient player. I'm not really sure why they're putting on the smoke there. It's already covered off by Knock. That denies any entrance through the murder hole. He's not in a position to get caught up by Buster. Bomb's going to go down, though. It's a 2v2 situation, and you'd expect this to be a task that GamerLegion can handle.
Yeah, especially with the position of Scream. You know, he should be able to pick up this kill towards the CT player. The bomb's planted for him. Doesn't want to give away his life, so he's going to stay pretty passive just below. He's trying to get some information. Taps away. And the time is ticking, so GamerLegion certainly will end up. Oh my god, that is not exactly what you expect from Scream. But it will be the run nonetheless, and that's just kind of thing where you like punch your own monitor at that point.
I mean, yeah, for an anti-eco wasn't much cleaner than the pistol round itself, but at least they won it this time.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, they're gradually getting there.
And both with bomb plants, so that's some money.
Yeah, I think that's the keyword. It's some money, right? It's still going to be a lot of MAC-10s on the field for GamerLegion as they go into it. But at least they don't have to deal with the craziest device. The one issue that they will have, though, is James, because he's bought an op, Glass Cannon.
Another one of those strange Avangar buys where it just doesn't make sense. Well,
yep.
Maybe they've taken a leaf out of Oscar's book for Hellraisers.
Yeah, it just needs James to ace at this point. And he's actually going to stack up. Let's go with the stack as well.
Yeah, it's got a pretty nice skin. Oh, on the AWP. And you can get some nice skins as well over at CSGO.net, so make sure you head over there for a chance to win some cool skins and a 30% bonus to your balance.
Yeah, I'm going to use the code Chicago for that to happen. You might as well do it now, though, because it doesn't seem like Avangar too intent on going for a retake. And Hemp is definitely going to be surprised by that look.
It's like, why have they got an op?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It's probably the exact same thing he said to his teammates. But that makes it also a lot more intriguing for GamerLegion to go hunting, because they have to understand that this is James just putting all of his eggs into one basket. Would be massive for them to hold on to it. The problem is that without Messi, the first initial rounds were, there's not a whole lot of money on the side of GamerLegion, but they don't necessarily want to keep these MAC-10s going into the next buy round either. Well then, it's going to be a full buy for Avangar. Held on to the AWP, so it's going to be armor. All utility for James as well. Things are looking good on their end of things. And GamerLegion here's the issue, right? Like, you're still going to have 2 Mac 10s. Are you going to go the greedy route, hold on to those instead of reinvesting into AKs, which you could do? It seems like that's going to be the case. Hampus has picked up the Krieg. We saw him more or less went out this, an entirety of a round by himself with that weapon on Dust 2. This could be the good time to do this similar thing.
GM just bought the AWP in sort of advance. You know, he's ready for this to come in.
Bought it on credit.
Yeah, exactly. And here comes the execute from GamerLegion in towards the A-bomb site. Kicker goes for the initial fight, but it's Knock of the Mac 10 that actually wins that duel. So advantage sides with GamerLegion as they start to make their way in, trying to just bombard the A-bomb site, and that Molotov forces GM away. It's a terrible CT smoke.
Yeah, really bad, but I guess it did the trick while it was up. Nobody died, bomb went down. And now with it being gone, they have to at least remain honest. But yeah, Avangar immediately deciding to save. They've backed the hell out. James already up in B halls.
Yeah, he'll be the first to want to do that.
To initiate it, yep.
Yeah. And yeah, so there will be 8 here for GamerLegion.
That is, well, great for GamerLegion. They go into that round with 2 Mac 10s. They managed to come out of it with just 1. Swap that out for a Colt on the side of HS. Knock trying his damnedest to see if he can find another one. Does damage to Adren, but nobody else is there to follow up on it. But in the end, GamerLegion, you're happy with that. Your bonus round worked out swimmingly.
I love how you call it the Colt. That's like the OG,
old, you know?
the OG term.
I'm an old man. Now, seeing the numbers starting to pick up on the side of GamerLegion as well. Scream sitting at 17, Knock at 16. Knock has been up there the entirety of the series for GamerLegion, but Scream has had a rather quiet series altogether. Now, though, coming to alive on Mirage is definitely the right time for it to happen. Avangar, a little bit less favored now. GamerLegion sneaking under double figures, 3.75 for them to bring it back here in this match and eventually close out the series. Nades fly out.
Another just simple A execute. You know, just straight away into it. We'll see if Avangar can hang on this time. Jim boosted on top. Falls off and goes back in towards connector. Resmoke comes in from Hampus, deeper this time towards the top con, but it's able to find the kill on a Sanji. And he might just look for another one as well, but the flash is in towards CT. Buster has to fall back into spawn itself as Jim has picked up one. It's still a kill for Knock, so keeping the advantage afloat for GamerLegion. Buster will look to try and pull that one back, but playing contact, misses the shot towards CT, and now they know there's another op in play. 2 ops in play for Avangar. Kickert on the M4A4.
Oh, it just actually wins out that duel versus Buster, and well, Existence is going to get a lot of information on the bailing Avangar players. He's already on the hunt, then, well, so should the rest of the GamerLegion team be. Yeah. This could be such a big get for them if they are able to get out these weapons. Pry them away from the cold dead bodies of Avangar. Nearly downs Kiekert. Hampus, is he going to be able to find the return? He does. So even though James survives, yet again, a bit of a specialty, Kiekert does fall, and that's a lot of weaponry taken out of the hands of Avangar, and they opted in for a double up setup as well. So they're just completely set back. Whatever, you know, nice little loss bonus they have going for them, sure, that's going to get them closer to it. But it's still pretty rough. Adren sitting at 3.6, Kiekert at 4.3, so you're not going to get all the utility that you need.
Well, what's just sort of happened in the series? Are these the 2 teams we've seen play? Because suddenly it's the CT sides that are weak and the T sides that are getting the majority of the round wins.
But, I mean, what we saw out of Avangar on their T side, again, solid game plan, having things well thought out. And I guess they didn't run into the same kind of resistance in mid initially as they did versus Heroic. It seemed like Blamef was just constantly in top mid, getting 3 frags. Yeah. And obviously that messes a lot with your game plan. Avangar, now that they were giving the room to play a little bit, or actually winning out against the few aggressive moves we saw out of GamerLegion, they get to play their style and find a lot of success that way. GamerLegion now answering back with the same coin. They're not running into the same kind of aggressive setups close to a pit as we saw initially from Optic. This actually might be the first time where we do get to see it. There we go. Again, the execute. Let's see if GamerLegion have learned.
Yeah, this, let's see if they can handle it. Molotov goes close. That's going to make a lot of noise. And Adren should be hurt, but might just have gone unevaded. But it just looks back and actually spots Adren as well. So unfortunately, Adren not getting too much done at all, and the rest of the push coming in. But Sanji's gone unheard. They don't even know he's here, so he wants to try and strike, but missed opportunity. Cannot get a kill, and Knock hits the headshot. Falling apart here for Avangar, and GamerLegion is double figures.
That should be double figures indeed. James just having no interest in moving close to that bomb site. Can't really blame him for it as well. Was a 4v2, now 4v3. But again, time started ticking. Still plenty of GamerLegion members alive, so clearing this out in time was more or less an impossible task.
Yeah, this A execute just seems to be working for GamerLegion just time and time again.
They could have very easily gone awry, though.
Yeah,
again,
so
just finding the second flash simply off of an extremely strong existence flash to keep the, I think it was Kickert playing close to bit, just blind for more or less forever.
Well, GamerLegion, they're only one round away from evening that scoreline. So things are looking pretty okay for the European mixed side. Avangar, AWP still available to Jim. Buster on the AUG and the M4 in play on Kicker and Adren. Sanji, really the only weakness when it comes to a weapon. He's got an MP9. Everything you could possibly want available to the GamerLegion side. And look at this, back towards an A execute straight away. Not even going for a mid-tick, default, just straight up A execute again. And I mean, it's kind of like that all virtus pro strategy, right? If something's working, do it over and over and over again.
Yeah, just make the opponents actually showcase that they know how to stop it. I'm not opposed to that at all. And I kind of like this, the bit of a stagger move as well. They still have a ton of utility. This is what they never did versus Optic.
Yeah.
Now they can have a re-go of it. There's already been utility expended on the side of Avangar to hold it back initially. And then you go again.
Well, HS has definitely started to elevate his skill level in the Mirage game. He'll be already up towards Sandwich.
They need that jungle smoke, though.
Yeah, that could be a big problem. Oh no, Adren's just going to spray through existence. And HS, they both hit the deck. And where is the jungle smoke? It's certainly needed.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. They put the smoke down on the site instead of for jungle.
Yeah, it's not. You could still see him through the smoke. Like his leg was sticking out.
So this is not really a case of GamerLegion being able to showcase that they can stop the A push. This is more GamerLegion. Again, completely correct idea. Just throwing out a couple of smokes initially to see if you can bait out utility from Avangar, have them basically reveal their setup and whatnot early on, and then you have a second go at it. But
let's see if Scream can actually do this, right? He's got the first headshot, and the answer is no.
Yeah. Quickly, all hope drained. But no, yeah, that was just weird. Why the second follow-up smoke there? When you have the stair smoke already, why wouldn't you set up for the jungle smoke?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It wasn't exactly the same thing they'd be doing over again. I think they just threw two smokes, or they took so much time they all faded as well, which is
they threw the two initial smokes for jungle and for stairs initially, and then 5 seconds later the smoke for CT spawn comes in, and they let that fade as well. So I'm not really sure what the benefit of having the smokes was. Probably to pry out more utility out of the Avangar side, which I guess is fair. And if you're going to do a plant for Catwalk as well, it's perfectly fine to just have the jungle smoke and the stair smoke.
They're going to do it again. Straight away into an A execute.
I think they realize, though, that this is not
it's not
Avangar holding it off. It's them messing up.
I like this. It's you know, it's not exactly the most thrilling, but it's certainly
a way to win.
A way to win, yeah. Well, Adren, he looks like he wants to pop flash his way through towards the bench, but the Molotov will come in and prevent that from being a possibility. So he'll just wait until that goes away. And this time, GamerLegion, they've got the jungle smokes. The smokes are through, and they're ready to go in towards the bomb site. Kicker playing on top of the ticket box, looking over the top, trying to spot a player. And he will spot a few, but can't really capitalize, so has to fall away. The smokes are faded again.
Yeah.
And the bomb plant, just rinse and repeat. This time, it's Kicker to take away existence, and GamerLegion take too much time.
Yeah, they do take too much time, and they also used one of the smokes for balcony or under balcony? I'm not really sure what to make of that. They can still fight back into this, though, but Knock is going to get taken out of the action. Bomb's still not down, but they went so early that there's plenty of time to play with. Bomb plan secured. No nades, though.
Well, HS looking to try and drop a player towards jungle. Got the SG, wants to just take the fight, trying to make it even, but unfortunately cannot line up anything.
A lot of damage has been done, though. See if Hampus can get a couple of connections here.
Well, at least they are low, so if he lines up a few of them, they'll drop pretty much instantly. So Hampus goes back towards CT. Player coming in close towards him. There's the first headshot.
Nobody's tapped the bomb.
Yeah, he knows he can just hide. Eventually the defuse comes through, and Sanji will get the kill through the box. So there we go. Another run on the board for Avangar, but again, super messy.
Very much so. And again, GamerLegion not showcasing. I don't understand the last part of the strategy. I can definitely see the first part of it, and I understand the fact that they think to themselves that Avangar haven't really showed anything to stop the execute, which is more or less correct, right? But yeah, no, they just don't. Yeah, I don't get the second smoke. The two last smokes that they use, I don't see why they're putting them in the spots that they are. So you saw the updated odds still in favor of Avangar, and makes sense. They are 3 rounds up. James gonna find the opening. Quick return though.
Yeah, so finally we're getting to see a little bit more presence across the rest of the map, and it's certainly working here for GamerLegion. 2 kills coming quickly. Scream finds the return. Knock finds the follow-up. So GamerLegion in control for the meantime. And if they want, you know, there's still 2 smokes available, a couple of flashbangs. They could go back in towards an execute and put a little bit of pressure towards CT. Resistance has got a kill on Buster, so really the map is their oyster. They can play whatever they want.
Finding all the pickups there.
Perhaps Avangar just forgot how to play the CT side across the other parts of the map.
Oh, there we go. Just picked off the entirety of Avangar without really committing to anything at all. Might just run into a bit of a rude awakening here, though. Kicker's on the right site where the bomb finds itself. Smoke goes down again. Plant should be able to go down here. It's going to be really tough for Kicker to do much.
Well placed. He does drop HS. Smoke will go off for the cross. Flashbang ready to bang off towards the left. He's going to dive right through it.
He thought it was a catwalk plant, so that smoke's not going to do him a whole lot of good. And the rotation coming in from Scream through CT spawn. Valiant effort. I mean, Kicker just hoping and pretty much putting everything on that being a catwalk plan. Could have potentially gotten away with a smoke diffuse there as well, considering there's only one GamerLegion member in the vicinity, or actually, you know, at an angle to deal with it.
Yeah.
We've seen that. We've seen crazier things happen, but it's got to be GamerLegion to bring one back. And while there is still some money left on Avangar, this could potentially be their last buy. James has the off. Sentry's on an MP9. Tempo change is pretty significant here on the side of GamerLegion. That is quick.
That is super quick. HS is in towards jungle already, and you can see no idea that that's even a possibility. Kicker's like, why is he in jungle? HS still goes forward. Adrenaline will finish him off at least.
Down to 10 HP though. Utility is going to be so dangerous for him. Still no smokes for spawn, but Bomb is just going to get down this time. Nobody to spam any smokes or deny them that pleasure.
Yeah, it's not the most orthodox playstyle from GamerLegion, but it's certainly working for them.
Yeah.
They find a lot of...
They take so many times that Avangar forgot about the fact that it's like, oh god.
They can go other ways, right?
Yeah, and now they have the double rotation as well. There's no diffuse kit on Avangar, so they're not going to go for this. They might actually get caught off my linking rotation back, depending on how aggressive Hampus gets. And this would be so bad for them. Flash for Catwalk. Seeing if he finds anyone lurking about. It's not going to be the case. So Avangar saving with 4. That gives them a chance going into the next round. But GamerLegion are fighting back here. So yeah, very much a complete role reversal, really, from what we saw in the first half and also what we've seen in the first 2 maps. There's 2 teams that really didn't have figured out what to do on their T side. Overpass was definitely not something you'd put in a textbook, but here on Mirage, both sides showing their best size on themselves, and I feel like that's good. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Mirage cropping up in the best of 3 series against Optic either, regardless of who goes through here.
Yeah, because Optic won yesterday, but they didn't look that dominant. You know, there's definitely weaknesses there that can be exploited.
Slow start as well. Now Hampus, close up kicker, needs to find something for this. See who gets the better of the trade.
Well, Hampus about to walk through the smoke. There's the headshot onto kicker.
Oh, immediate smoke off under balcony. They need to be aware of that.
Well, information should be there at least. There's the kill. Hampus able to pick it up, and Buster moving forward, showing that the AUG has been indeed nerfed. And it will be Adren and Jim left into a 2v5. And again, Avangar, the chances of winning this are pretty much 0. So it's probably best to try and hang on to the AWP and the M4A4 yet again. So the score once more is even, 13-13, and GamerLegion, their T side this time is the side that's winning the bronze.
It really is. Much better go of it this time around than what we saw versus Optic yesterday as well. That's promising. I definitely didn't expect us to be here. We're looking so flat in that first half, but I guess that's par for the course in this series. Now, James, are you going to be able to stay alive? You've done such a good job of it. Only 8 deaths to his name. Should be tough. Surely not. There we go. Hampus finds it. Hampus really coming alive here. 13-13. There's some money on the side of Avangar. Pause being taken as well.
Yeah, a lot more pulses this game. Since you kind of asked for
there is actually some.
Yeah, they've used like 3, I think, in this match. So
yeah,
not bad.
Maybe that's why we're seeing improved play as well. Might be a correlation.
You'd expect so.
Yeah, Avangar actually gonna decide to buy into this as well. Adren's gonna have to deal with an SMG. UMPT's name?
I mean, it's not a bad buy. It literally is only Adren that really has the weakness in terms of weaponry.
Yeah.
And they're going for the double up setup.
Double up setup, yeah.
So that does.
It has
drop
saved their
Sanji.
bacon in the past as well. Overpass, it's what brought them back on the CT side. Buster doing a really good job finding opening frags with the AWP.
Well,
now,
this is more the sort of stat line we expect to see from Existence, you know, back towards Ingame leading. Perhaps that's a factor, you know, maybe the T side is playing better, maybe Existence is having more of a say.
yeah. You take that trade-off, though, if that's the case.
Exactly.
It's activating everyone else. So far, I think he's only sitting on 1 frag on the T side, but they've been winning more or less every single round that's been played out. If that's the trade you have to make, you live with it.
Oh, so they're sending Hampus here alone, and then they're going to do the A execute, so...
They're going to wait for the rotations to come out. Surely you would expect it to happen as well. Somebody from that B side surely moves away. Boost to deal with the smoke here.
Well, Jim has picked up a kill, meanwhile, over towards A on DHS. So this is weakening the attack of GamerLegion. Only 3 players left over towards A, and still over a minute to play with. Smokes will begin to fade very shortly. They're all gone, but the one in front of Jungle, so a lot of pressure starting to come on through. GamerLegion are going to have to try and make this happen with no utility, really.
And it was a really bad initial CT spawn smoke as well. Now, they don't really have anything else to play with, so they need to move forward or just give up on the idea completely. And they're just stuck. They're not moving.
I think they're waiting on Hampus to be the playmaker here, coming back from Connector, waiting for the rest of their team to be ready. 45 seconds. James is just sitting here. It's just waiting for a player to eventually come through Palace, but the bomb is starting to make its way forward in towards the A bomb site. Eventually it is getting planted. Its Existence will be the man to sort of risk his own life to get the bomb planted.
That's a super ballsy plant. Now they get an open plant that's really easy to defend from both pit and mid. And you can see Hampus, he's going to play this as safe as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult for the CT side because there's so many post-plant positions established here. Screen's picked up a kill as well, so it's back to a 4v4. Not doing damage. Screen coming in with another, and it's falling apart for Avangar. It's only on Jim, and it's a 1v3. It's just too far gone already, so Jim again, save time for the AWP.
Yeah, the tempo on these retakes for Avangar. My biggest issue with Avangar as a team is that they don't really attempt a whole lot. And when they don't get opening kills, like they've had a real hard time of doing here on their CT side, we've seen them save with 3 or 4 players alive, even if it's, it might be a 4v5, it might be a 3v4, but those are rounds that are possible to win out as well, but they're never giving themselves any chances of doing that. Yeah, you can tell like the entire lineup here of rounds is more or less just rounds where the bomb has gone down. There's one single round that's been, decided off of eliminations.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, they just wait for some sort of sign that they have to go for it instead of just going and see what happens.
The bat signal or something? The James signal.
Yeah, the James signal. He seems to be the one that's just kind of waiting for it all to unfold.
Yeah, because right now he's sitting at 28-9, which you'd imagine like, wow, what a game he's having. No,
they're behind.
Yeah, no, I mean they've done nothing on the CT side. He has not had 28 kills once they swapped over.
Well, here he goes. Gonna go aggressive this time, but it's Knock that'll pick him off. And the rest of the CT side hoping to see what they can hold, but it's just the takeaway kicker, and the rest of GamerLegion seem like a fire has been lit under their belly and they're ready to go because this has just been brilliant. But Sanji, that's a nice headshot.
One. Okay, Krieg picked up on Adren as well. He's going to find Existence eventually. You'd imagine, no. Okay then. So, well, bomb plant disturbed, but not dropped. It's on the pistols. Sanji's done a good job to at least give them a shot at this, but now bomb down, no defuse kit.
Yeah, has to be the ace. It's not going to happen. Headshot comes in from Scream. And that is it. Map and series point here for GamerLegion. Will it be the Optic v GamerLegion game coming right up, or will Avangar manage to pull it back to overtime?
It's looking likely, and the fact that we haven't seen Avangar being able to pull up a better CT side. I mean, yeah, again, it's weird how the teams are mimicking each other in the sense that they have equally unimpressive sides.
Yeah, when you look at the sort of round bar, right? We've seen on a couple of maps ago, it's just all blue, and on Mirage, it's all brown. So it's what's happening? So strange.
Really having a hard time, and this is GamerLegion just abusing that A bomb site over and over again. I think we've seen what 2 instances where they've gone either through B apps or Catwalk.
Yeah, we kind of talked about Existence. Maybe he's the player that's really sort of activating him. If realistically, he has just said, let's go away every single round, hasn't he?
Yeah, but again, you mentioned this, Virtus.pro, known for doing this when they were the Virtus Plow, right? If people don't know how to deal with your A take, then why give them an opportunity to do anything else, right?
Well,
have to make them
broken,
earn it.
don't fix it. You can just improve upon it and make it better.
Very much so. The op on Sanji, looking to get into the action of things, and he's going to find Hampus. Trade's not there in time, but shot gets spaded out. Well played by Scream. He's going to find Buster as well. James, once again, last man standing. Haven't really done a whole lot on the CT side. He's found a couple of picks here and there, but he's just running away from every situation. Now, you can't run away from this. There's no point in saving. You don't have a defuse kit, so you need to get a move on.
He's so scared to walk through the smoke right now, because he literally knows.
I mean, he has 5 seconds.
Everyone's going to drop him in. There we go.
I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are excited to see James because obviously he's very skilled with the op. I can't get excited watching him play.
Yeah, I could definitely see why it would be frustrating to be like his teammate or something, because you just see him sit back, passive
So you got 50 seconds left on the entire bomb timer. There's 3 players to find. You don't have a defuse kit. It's the very last round of the game. What do you do? Put down a defensive smoke, kind of just like pre-fire random corners, it's not moving anywhere closer to the bomb.
It's almost this sort of instinct is, it's not even fight, it's just flight constantly.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Because, again, he has a skill set to be so damn good. And I mean, you can see, like, he wins out a ton of duels that normal operators wouldn't win out. He's quick react, and, like, quick on reactions, can do all kinds of, like, flicky shots and all that. Like, he has a skill set to be so good, but I don't know if it's a mindset thing or what it is. He never puts himself in a position to do anything more than just garner stats that don't really amount to a whole lot. Because if you're winning, if you're losing that many CT side rounds, and he's ending up what 28 and 11,
28 and 9, I think. No, 28 and 10 or something.
Right. So regardless of his stats, right? Like, what the hell do they matter? You did nothing on your CT side to really put your foot forward to have your team being in a beneficial situation. You might be picking up, the 3rd frag around, as an answer to the 2 opening kills that GamerLegion had picked up. But after that, you're just like, well, I did my job. Now I'm just bailing out. And I don't know. I don't like to see that kind of just Counter-Strike play, really. It doesn't really amount to a whole lot. Might look great on paper, but doesn't really do a whole lot on the server. And in a surprising twist end, we're going to see GamerLegion being the ones to go into the next stage.
It certainly looked at the start of Mirage like we were going to see a Vanguard take on Optic, but it's not going to be the case. GamerLegion get it done in 2. It's a 2-1 scoreline when GamerLegion finish on Mirage ahead. So that is it for them. They'll go on to play Optic just after this short break, so make sure you stick with us here at the GGBet Chicago Invitational.